right, welcome back to another Owatonna Wrestling Weekly podcast, the final in the Season 2 installments here as we wrap up our Freestyle Greco season. We kind of like to have that coincide with the podcast. I'm head coach Derek Johnson, and by my side is our OWA Freestyle and Greco director, Coach Gabe Hovden, also middle school coach.
Yep, you can throw that in there.
Yeah.
Who knows? I might end up at the elementary too.
Right. Just run the gamut. Yeah. You heard that. That's a binding contract.
Yeah, no contract.
So this month we have our sponsor is Flemke Insurance Agency. So thank you to Ben Flemke and his team over there. They shop dozens of carriers for you for home, auto, commercial, life insurance, everything kind of across the board. And they take care of all the hassle of searching out the best fit for you. And why not have experts do that for you instead of try to shop yourself?
Try and figure all that out yourself.
Right, yeah, that's super fun, insurance jargon.
Yep.
So thank you to Flemke Insurance Agency. Well, Mr. Freestyle Greco director, we're catching up on 2 weeks worth.
Yes.
We didn't have a podcast last week, so I believe first tournament to talk about is Apple Valley?
Apple Valley.
Yep.
So we had, up at Apple Valley, we had Miles, Ozzy, Aaliyah Fisher, Ryan Feltz, and Caden Lindquist. All were at the tournament on that Saturday. Lindquist ended up in first. I watched him. Didn't see really anybody touching him.
Sure.
At that age and at that level, he dominated pretty good. And then Ryan Feltz, that was his first freestyle tournament. I was pretty proud of him. He ended up in fourth, but he actually got a good takedown and went straight to his gut like we practiced. And he didn't get the gut, but he just boom right into it. So he's actually learning, which is really good. Aaliyah, she ended up in second place. She was in the boys division.
Okay.
He said, "Why aren't you in the girls division?" She said, "I want to wrestle tough competition." I'm like, okay. So she was in the boys. She got beat by one, got leg laced out.
Sure.
Which is typical in freestyle right now. If somebody gets a good hook up on that, it's hard to stop.
Yep.
But her other matches, she dominated them pretty good. Handled them. I had a couple refs come up to me and say, I can't wait to see her when she turns into a cadet out at Nationals. Out in Fargo. So she's got quite the future coming there. And then Miles ended up he wrestled actually Greco and freestyle.
Okay.
Ended up in second in Greco. And then, was it third or second in freestyle? So he's doing well.
Yeah. Nice.
He's doing his moves. He needs to keep him a little tighter, but
Sure.
Little muscle on him would help. He's such a little guy, but
Yeah.
But no, he's doing well. And then last weekend they were at Forest Lake, and it was just Miles there.
Okay.
So as far as I know, I had continuing ed for work, so I wasn't able to go.
Sure.
Coach Allen Ewell went up there to coach, and we had a couple of our out-of-town wrestlers that were there too.
Okay.
So I really don't know how everybody did, but Coach Ewell said that it went well. So kids are learning. He goes, it's a whole new experience. He said next year I think we need to push these tournaments a little more, or get the kids to go, not push them there, but get them to go and try it so they know the difference between practicing a gut wrench and actually somebody 100% fighting you to do a gut wrench, or how to fight off a gut wrench. Because in practice, it's practice. And little guys sometimes don't quite know what 50% and 70% fighting is. So, but other than that, we still got about 30 kids in the room practicing from K through 12th grade. Nice. I have about 4 or 5 consistent high school kids. Wish there was more. You know who you are. And I know where you are. You're not at work and you're not in another sport. So, but it is an off season. It's fun practice. We don't, like I said, we don't do conditioning. I've always said that if you want to condition, you go out on your own. Yeah. This is freestyle. It's just learning. I think also with the freestyle, we have only showed 2 moves that you can't do in folk style.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's a gut wrench and a leg lace.
Right.
And other than that, every move we've showed, you can hit in freestyle. You might have to
In folk style.
or folk style.
Yep.
You might not need able to throw the elevation, getting them way up in the air.
Right.
But you can still do that move. So.
Yep. Okay.
But the season's going good.
Good.
Going real good. So.
Nice.
This weekend we are in Hutchinson for the last tournament before state.
Okay.
And I know Aaliyah Fisher and Miles both have already qualified for regional nationals, and they're both signed up.
Nice.
So Miles he's gonna do both Greco and freestyle at regional nationals, and Aaliyah is gonna do freestyle
Okay.
because she's also playing lacrosse. So she's got lacrosse games to get back for. So
Sure.
yeah, so that's about where we're at. We might have a couple more that qualify within the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
So we'll
Nice.
see.
Regional nationals out at the Dells?
Yep. Out
Okay.
in Wisconsin Dells. So
Nice. Well, that's awesome. And yeah, congrats. It is quite the grind. I know, with spring sports and everything, I was at the track meet last night,
Yep.
and I saw a lot of our high schoolers running or throwing there.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
it conflicts a little bit that way too. But, so that dedication is definitely appreciated, and they'll be
Yes.
able to tell.
yes, you will tell the four that have been at every practice. I guarantee it, you'll see a different style of wrestling out of them, a little bit in different moves that you've never seen them do before.
Sure, sure.
So-
Awesome. Well, great. Well, yeah, that's great, and especially to hear and see. I've been able to see how many kids we have in the practice, and I mean, I'm sure glad that in the new wrestling room we're going to be able to keep mats down all
Yes.
year round, so we have ample room to be able to handle a practice like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
good.
And we've had to roll out every mat we can in here just
Yeah.
for practice, so that's a good thing.
sure. Yeah, absolutely, it is. Awesome. Well, and then 2 Sundays ago, April 16th, we had the Owatonna Wrestling Banquet at the Owatonna Eagles. Had a great turnout. I know we planned on seating, 175, and we nearly filled up the entire thing.
Yep.
So thank you to the Owatonna Eagles. It was a great spread as far as food.
Yes, the
buffet.
food was very good.
It was really good. It was really good. A lot of people going up for second, so we appreciate that. And so we did kind of a joint venture as far as from an award standpoint. This was the Owatonna High School banquet, obviously, but also middle school this year.
Yes.
Bringing people together for those awards. And so it was just great to see so many faces. Had a great time. Even FaceTimed a wrestler who was down in Texas who couldn't be there, Vavra. That was so cool. But yeah, so if you want to take us
Yeah.
through the middle school awards.
All right, so it's on my phone, so bear with me. For most wins I'm just going to read right through. So most wins, 6th grader was Gabe Robb, 7th grader Travis Neitzel, and 8th grader Jacob Wilson. So then for most pins, we had Gabe Robb, and for 7th grader, Kayla Pastica. And for 8th grade, we had Jacob Wilson. You'll hear that name quite a bit in here.
Yeah.
He's doing very well. Most takedowns as a 6th grader, Evan Votlin. 7th grader, Will Frantessel. And 8th grader, Chase Grenwald. Academic award for would be, okay, and my list cut off. I think is Aaliyah,
Yep.
Miles, Xavier, Will, and Reaver.
Nice.
For an academic award, which is that's a good thing to have.
Yes,
I mean that
absolutely.
many kids in 7th and 8th grade for an academic award. We have an award called the Fearless Award, and that goes to Aaliyah Fisher. It didn't matter who it was. I mean, she got thrown out to a couple. There was I think she only lost 2 times, 3 times maybe. And I know one of them was the same kid over from Hudson, Wisconsin. And that kid,
okay.
and she held her own with him.
Sure.
He looked like he should have been on JV or varsity. But in Wisconsin, they can't. So
Right.
so she did very well. We gave her the Fearless Award. Team Pride Award went to Noah
Calhoun?
Calhoun. He he just, I mean, whatever we needed him to do, he did. I mean, he would go out and, he's an upper weight, so sometimes he was giving up a lot more weight. Most improved 8th grader, we gave that to Chase Grenwald.
Well deserved.
He has come a long ways. As long as he keeps listening to the coaches, because he knows his moves. He keeps listening. That kid, keep that name in your head. Then MVP, and it's just win percentage. That's how we pick it. There's no voting. It's just who has the best winning percentage, and that went to Will Frantessel.
Yep.
And then we also do what the high school does, the Guts Club.
Okay.
It's you don't miss a practice, you don't miss a meeting, you don't miss nothing. And the 3 that made that was Will, Aaliyah, and Chase.
Nice.
So it kind of goes to show you heard them names coming through that list. They're very dedicated.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
Congratulations to all them guys and girls. So, but yeah, that was their middle school awards.
Nice. Well, and then high school awards, we have tons. So I'm going to, kind of cherry pick here, especially because we have a good problem. We had, for our all academic teams, we had 19 out of our roughly 34 wrestlers with GPAs over 3.0.
That's really good.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. So congratulations to all of those wrestlers, over half the team, because I can do math. And then as far as, some of the kind of milestone winners, we had a couple of wrestlers, like Cale Robb had over 150 wins. So he ended his career with 163 wins. He kind of cleaned up a lot of the win things, as you could probably guess, a state finalist this year. But MVP, which is most team points, Cale Robb. Most pins, Cale had 21. Takedowns, though, Michael Renardi and Lane Karsten tied with 82 for most on the team. And then most wins on varsity, Cale Robb with 42. Most improved senior award, and man, did he ever. It's Mason Bloom.
Yes.
Coming back to the sport, but also wrestling with a body that just, oh my God. If
It's 110%, no matter if it was going to hurt or not. He went for it.
Right. He's going to have plastic joints in like 3 years, man. Every single shoulder, ankle, knee. God, that kid. What a warrior, though. Wrestled with a detached tendon, we found out, in his elbow for a month and a half and gutted it out, kept dislocating. It was insane, the guts of that guy. And then a couple of the really notable awards I want to talk about because they mean a lot to me. One is one we created last year, which is the Workhorse Award, and we divide them up by upper class and then lower class. And these are the kids that doesn't matter, they're doing the right things even when they think no one's watching. And so they're never the kids, we get the most out of our entire team. That's kind of a given. That's always been the Owatonna mantra. But these are the ones that you don't even need to prod. They are self-motivated. They go 100% end to end. And so for our upper class, we had Cale Robb, Mason Bloom, and Grant Lauer. And then for our younger, we had Logan Risser, Jack Sorensen, Max Flemke, Trey Hyatt, Peyton Gleasing, and Parker Casas. So congratulations to those guys. It's doing all the right things, and the improvements throughout the season were very evident. And then the Authority Sportsmanship Award. These are win or lose. These are also how we conduct ourselves on the bench at tournaments. Same thing, like when no one's looking.
Nobody's watching.
Yeah, we had Landon Vavra, Logan Risser, and Landon Warner. And then this is a great one for our community. We have the Youth Service Award. So these are the guys that volunteered to help at like our Friday Night Rumbles, our Stockwell duels, or Stockwell Invitational, things like that. Jack Sorensen, Caden Keller, and Ryan Feltz. And then the OWA Service Award. This goes to an OWA member that puts forth goes above and beyond, really irreplaceable. And, this year, like a lot of years, it just was kind of a no-brainer, and that's Coach Alan Ewell, who just is willing to jump in whenever. It helps at every level, loves to do it, just
has a passion.
The time and dedication he puts into it. He texts me wrestling moves nonstop, just 24/7 thinking about the sport and how to help improve
Our kids,
Owatonna
the kids.
community.
Yep.
Yeah, wrestling. So thank you to Coach Ewell. And so, yeah, that was a successful banquet. Had a great time there, and everything went off without a hitch. Thank you to the OWA board members, but also specifically Coach Mike Megger for kind of taking the lead on that and the organization of it. And it was a good time.
Well, speaking of Meg Mager, has the golf tournament been set up yet? Has
Yes.
any information been sent out so we can maybe get that out too?
I don't think the Facebook event has been created yet.
Okay.
But I have
is coming.
June, yeah, right.
June 24th.
Saturday, June 24th at the Brook Tree Golf Course.
Yep.
I'm sure sign up information, everything like that is going to be possible. We usually do it through the Owatonna Wrestling website, owatonnawrestling.com, to register your team. Please contact Mike Megger via a couple different ways.
Yep.
If you're interested in sponsoring a hole, if you're interested in providing anything for silent auction items, things like that. But yeah, so we have that, and then if you're looking to volunteer in any other way, we have the fair parking. We have our third year doing that with Brick Megger Funeral Home, and that's a great fundraiser for the OWA to be able to, the generosity of Brick Megger Funeral Home. They just let
us
whatever
use their
organization,
parking lot.
let whatever organization's working it keep the money for that year. So
yeah, and that's
great.
That's a good, easy fundraiser.
exactly, you just stand around and point people
Yep.
and
Where to go and
make change if they need it.
Yes.
That's about it. Awesome. Well, sounds great. And so we'll be right back with our distinguished guest for this week. So, welcome back to the Owatonna Wrestling Weekly Podcast. This week's Owatonna Wrestling alumni guest is Mr. Israel Wacek. Nice to see you again, sir.
Nice to see you.
how you been?
Good.
Yeah. So we got some teammates here.
Yep.
Back from those days.
Teammates,
Back in the day.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
run around guys. Did a lot.
Oh, okay. So partners in crime type of thing.
Yep.
May or may not have been some shenanigans.
Yes. The stuff that ain't gonna be on here.
Gotcha. Well, Mr. Wacek, how about a little bit of background? I know there's quite a few Waceks in this town. What's kind of your family tree and background?
Well, the majority of the Waceks are from the Blooming Prairie area, so that's where I currently reside.
Okay.
And my brother and I were the only two that wrestled here.
Ricky?
Yep.
Okay.
So he was a year younger than me, would have graduated in 97.
Gotcha.
So we were the only two here. Remember beating him up and him beating me up since we were little kids, and my mom's only way of getting us to do it outside of the house was throw us in wrestling. So
I think
Kinda
that was the way.
worked out.
I think that was the way of a lot of
Yeah.
brothers. Here, you guys are going to wrestling.
Here's a padded room.
Yep.
right,
Yeah.
kind of worked out.
Right. Nice. Well, and take us through a little bit of your kind of career then, growing up in the Owatonna Wrestling program.
Well, I started out in the mean hallways of the Washington Mustangs and with all the other tough guy wrestlers that I can see on the wall out here. We first through sixth grade we were the last sixth grade group before Willow Creek, so we stayed first through sixth in
Yep.
Washington. Adam Bohr, Nate Abrahams, Jeremy Brussel, and I all wrestled in Washington, so we'd been friends
Jeez.
forever. And
It's a powerhouse right
Yeah.
there.
It was a because I was a McKinley monkey.
Yeah, you're a monkey.
And
Yeah.
so it was not easy to beat Washington when they came rolling over to McKinley.
yeah,
Yeah,
so-
jeez.
yeah, and then we transitioned up to the junior high where everybody kind of grouped together and you met all the new people and all the new wrestlers, all the new styles that you'd been fighting against before. Now they're your teammates, and
Yep.
it was a good time.
Well, and I can say this about the junior high program. Until my dad was done, your name was still in the top 5 for, was it pins or takedowns in junior high? One of the two. Your name was still up there from. It lasted over 10, 12 years.
I had her for a while.
Yep. So.
That's funny too, because I was only wrestled there for a year.
Yep.
We got moved up. Jeremy Jeremy Brussel got moved up in 7th grade to the high school.
Yeah.
Adam, Nate, and I all got kind of the call at the end of practice one day. Coach Nakagaki and your dad jumped up and said, well, we want to stop practice and let everybody know that these 3 guys aren't going to be wrestling with us anymore this year, and transitioned up to the high school, and whole new world there.
Yeah, absolutely it was.
So then I wrestled up here, my 8th grade year then, my 9th grade year, and then everybody else showed up, in 9th grade. So it was a good time.
Nice.
But it was a way different wrestling room than the junior high for sure. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Awesome. And in the old room up
Yeah.
here.
Yep.
So, yeah, that sweat box.
Yep, that's what it was.
That and the dungeon.
Yep.
The
dungeon,
dungeon
yep.
was still open too.
Yep. Oh, oh, my gosh.
Yeah. A lot of memories there.
Yes.
Nice. Well, and then you got some varsity time, too,
Yep.
the high school.
I lettered in 92, 3, and 4. And then we moved out of town, and I wasn't involved in the wrestling program my senior or junior year. So,
Okay. You moved back to Blooming?
yep.
Okay.
Well,
Or
Claremont,
to,
but yeah.
oh, okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
So,
So when you were wrestling, what was your favorite move to do?
I don't think I had a favorite move. I had a favorite finish. That's it.
Okay.
I just wanted
Oh.
to pin people.
Okay.
I was in shape, and I wasn't like out of shape and scared to go the whole match, but I just didn't like to. I didn't like to.
Yep.
I wanted to pin people and
Get
make
it over
Get it over with.
Yeah.
And if it was, a fortuitous thing, if I could make him hurt a little bit too at the same time.
Oh, my
So-
gosh.
Yeah, you
I
and
love that.
Adam Bohr were very good at that, punishing somebody for stepping on the mat with you guys.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was kind of the thing, I guess.
Okay. So are you involved? I mean, I know you got how many? You got three kids, and they're all in college now.
No,
No,
I have a 14-year-old
Okay.
who is a freshman in Blooming,
Okay.
and he's also a 2-time letter winner. He finished 3rd in a section this year.
Okay.
And lost his true second match to go to state, but
Okay.
Oh, okay.
so he's still a little Wacek going in the
All right.
wrestling world.
All right.
Nice. Nice.
So do you help coach down there, or are you
I-
taking the dad role?
Well, I'm taking the dad role more on this because he doesn't want
The pressure.
the dad influence in
Yep.
the gym,
Oh,
Okay.
sure.
And we have 2 new coaches there, not new, but newer coaches
Yep.
there, and they're great. They're good motivators.
Okay.
They're good technicians. They're great.
All right.
Great. So I work with him. I give him my little pointers.
Oh, you have to do that.
Just because I do. But
Yeah, right.
sometimes he listens, sometimes he doesn't.
Yeah. I know another another coach that has a kid that I could see that coming here shortly. I won't say any names.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's a few coaches that I like I'll say it, Yule's boys.
Yeah.
I can be in practice with them, and Alan will say something to them. They just look at them like a deer in the headlights, and I come around the corner and I say the exact same thing, and boom, they're doing it.
Right.
So it is a thing where like my dad was the same way.
Yeah.
You gotta know when to pull yourself back and let another coach do it, and they're gonna do exactly what. I mean, to be honest, they're gonna do what you want because you're the varsity coach. So
Right, yeah.
that's the way we're gonna teach it. So
Yep, I give him ideas, and it's up to him. Every wrestler does that anyway,
Yeah,
I think.
right.
Even coaches. Unfortunately, I had Scott Davis as a coach, great coach, and great technician, great everything else, but I found myself just running my own game.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
rarely looked over to the bench for help, and of course they're giving their
They're too-
advice, but
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. What about, okay, so we talked a little bit about, or referenced some things that you can't talk about on the podcast. Do you have a favorite wrestling moment, either individually with a team, even like some tournament stuff, just kind of hanging out?
I was thinking about this when I was trying to prepare for this thing. There's a few things that really stuck out in my head, and a couple of them aren't really moments. Like back in our day, I'm not sure what you guys do right now, but we used to get this goofy blue-colored varsity wrestling shirt that said "Homegrown in Owatonna" on it.
Yeah.
I've seen it in some pictures here. I always thought that was the coolest thing when you finally got that
Yep.
shirt,
Right.
And we were in the junior high and wearing a shirt that said that, and it was pretty neat for me at that time.
Wasn't it you had to get a varsity win?
Yep.
Yeah,
Your first
to get
varsity
that.
win, you got one.
You got a T-shirt.
Sure.
Another thing I always remembered was the pins. I always everybody collected the pins, and I always thought that was kind of a cheesy thing at the time, but I know every time I got one, I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I remember going 4-0 at the Dick Black tournament that you don't do
Yeah.
anymore, right?
Yep.
That was kind of neat.
That was a tough tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody was here.
Yeah. So, and then the first time you ever wrestle under the light, that was
Yeah, the lamp.
pretty cool.
Yep.
Nice. Well, yeah, those are all, pretty big through lines that I think a lot of people can relate to. I mean, the lamb's pretty special. I still even hear from, other town coaches now that are like, oh my God, I remember I was there in like 98 or, whatever. Like the current Maple River coach is like, oh my God, that was the best. Going over to Owatonna, wrestling under the lamp and like,
Yep.
yeah, those are the moments.
Yep. Yeah, now watching my boy do it, under the lamp too, it's cool to see, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's cool to watch, and that's kind of how I felt it looked back then,
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, it looks completely different. It looks even better from the stands,
Right.
where you never get to see yourself, So, but now watching, it is a cool sight to see.
Yeah. I can always remember it's dark, you can't see anybody, you can't see the coaches on the end of the mat, you can hear
Right.
people screaming, and one of my favorite memories, going back to that question, was hearing my mom scream in the stands.
Yeah.
Couldn't hear anybody else, but you could hear her scream.
Sure.
It was great.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's funny. The thing I could always hear though was your dad and Dale Benjamin.
Yeah, out of
And
all
I'd be-
that,
and
they're
I'd
on
be-
the radio.
Yeah, and they're just talking at normal voice. I'm like, wait, that's not how my last match went. Like I was like thinking about that during the moment, but yeah. Oh, nice.
So you reside down in Blooming Prairie. What do you do?
I'm a lineman for the utility company
Okay.
down there. So
All right. So okay. Anything else exciting?
a lot. Getting married in June, on July 1st, and not
Okay.
June. So
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
it'll be a good time. But
Nice. Well, that could probably go along with some shout outs. Got anybody you want to say hi to besides your lovely
Oh.
fiance?
I'll embarrass Cannon and tell him,
There you go.
shout out to Cannon Wacek,
Yeah.
and yeah, my beautiful fiance Renelle Kittleson. So,
Well, congratulations.
so thanks.
Well, yeah, we appreciate it and appreciate Scott Prestegard reaching out.
Yeah.
He's so excited to do that. And honestly, this is what we've wanted. We wanted to bring back a lot of people that, we maybe haven't heard from in a bit. So,
Yeah, no problem. He asked me once before, and I was like, I don't know. And then he asked me, and he's like, I put you down for the 26th.
you're locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
We're still struggling trying to get some other ones that just say nope, and it's like it ain't that bad. It's just you're just talking.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, and it's funny because we even heard it from Kenny Sikora last week, and he's like, right before he came on, he's like, this is going to be brutal. And he was great.
Yeah.
Like, it just always goes better than you think it's going to go. It's
Yeah.
just conversation.
It's not a script. It's just a conversation. Here's some questions we're gonna ask. Let's see where you go with them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, after he told me I had watched a few of the other ones before, and I sat back and I watched more of them, and I'm like, they won't be that bad.
No.
No, yeah, absolutely. Well, we appreciate it. We'll be watching Cannon, and I'm sure you're filing his transfer papers to Owatonna pretty soon here.
I tried doing that a long time ago,
Yeah. Well, we appreciate the effort.
but no, he's doing well, and they do a good job there.
Yeah.
They're our united team now with Hayfield.
So it's
Okay.
Westfield
it's
now.
Westfield,
right?
yeah. So
okay.
now we have a bigger program and a lot more kids. So
Yeah, they do good work.
it works
I
out pretty good.
love that youth tournament they have with the belt. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, they're and Cannon started there obviously as a youth too, so he came all the way up and
Sure.
was just Blooming Prairie for the majority of his youth career, and then ended in the Westfield.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's a lot of good kids down there.
And with the new coaching staff, I mean, it's gonna. If they get some good wins and get some good kids coming through, that just spirals into the youth and starts growing.
Our youth numbers are huge right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, if that can translate up higher,
For
Yep.
sure.
I know this year we struggled to not win matches, but win meets because we forfeited quite a few weights right in the middle, or can't win when you're forfeiting 5
No.
times.
Yeah.
We had some
Yep.
injuries. We had some people that kind of stepped away from the sport to focus on another sport. So
Right.
a couple losses we didn't plan on.
Well, nowadays too, I mean, what COVID or even just some of the norovirus type of crap that goes around, I mean, that could knock out half your lineup. So yeah, numbers matter now. Like
Yep.
they really do. So, well, we appreciate you having you on, and kind of going down memory lane, and can't wait to hear all the stories after we stop recording here.
We should do an after hour sometime.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Get a bunch of us in here with like 6-7 microphones and see what happens.
Right, little whiskey, little
Yeah.
We have to sell subscriptions to that.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, fundraiser.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. It's not an OnlyFans.
No,
It's not an
no.
Yeah.
Fundraiser.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And yeah,
Nice seeing you again.
Yep, for
awesome.
sure.
Well, thank you again to the Flemke Insurance Agency, Ben Flemke and his team over there for your sponsorship and everything you do for the Owatonna Wrestling Association. And also, I just saw your son out in the hall, and so I gave him a good punch to the shoulder. Understand he may or may not have passed his driver's ed stuff.
Oh boy.
I know, Max on the road, but thank you so much, and thank you to another successful season. Thank you, Coach Gabe, for stepping in when Papa Hovden went down with a knee.
Yeah.
And speedy recovery there too.
He's
but-
getting better.
Yeah.
It's coming along. I think he actually goes back to work on Monday. So.
Oh, okay.
So.
Awesome. Well, sounds good, and we'll see you next fall as we go into the next season. So,
And we'll
appreciate
see
it.
if I'm here or if he's going to be here. I don't know if I want to give up the seat.
Smell a wrestle off. Coming. I don't know.
I won the last one.
Yeah, I bet. New knee though.
Yeah,
a whole new guy
well,
now.
Well, that was the knee that I kind of took out by accident.
Oh, that's why. All right.
Yeah, I felt really bad after that. It's
Time for some revenge. Then.
Well, I pulled away from one of his little sneaky tricks, and he didn't get to plant on me, and I just kind of shuffled him, and he was looking to plant on my foot, and I moved my foot, and that's when the knee problem started. And yeah, we laid right here after practice one night, and it felt horrible because you don't want to do that to your dad.
No, no.
You want to take him down, but you don't want to hurt him.
Right, right. Awesome. Well, take care, everyone. Have a great summer, and we'll see you next fall.
See ya.
Sure.